So Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, is now official a government employee. That's the subject of today's video, and these are the headlines. White House says Elon Musk serving as a special government employee. You got the subtitle. Musk SpaceX has won billions in government contracts with federal government, which critics have said is a potential conflict of interest. Yes, of course it is. On top of that, there's a lot of questions, myself included, and you should have it as well. What kind of clearances does Musk have? Who are these crazy kids that Musk is working with? There's these 19 to 24-year-old people. Do they have proper clearances? What kind of information are you accessing in all these government systems you're getting into? And these questions were asked to the White House press secretary. Have a listen to what she had to say.
Elon Musk is a special government employee.
Yes.
What kind of security clearance does he have?
I can confirm he's a special government employee. I can also confirm that he has abided by all applicable federal laws. As for his security clearance, I'm not sure, but I can check back with you.
Did he pass a background check, do you know?
I don't know about the security clearance, but I can check.
And do you know about anyone who's on his team that was at USAID this weekend or at Treasury Department, whether they also have security clearances?
I don't know, but I can check on that for you. Sure.
So again, she was asked, what about their clearances? Oh, I don't know. Frankly, I thought it was a pretty ridiculous answer. And on top of that, my personal opinion of stuff, all these things they're doing is illegal. Anyone, and many people have been commenting in the comments, has any experience with this kind of stuff, that it takes a long time to get security clearances, especially at the highest levels, let alone getting all these young kids to kind of rush through it and essentially doing it at the middle of the night on a Saturday. That's what I've been talking about before. Also, representatives are calling this out. So this is Jamie Raskin. See what he has to say.
Elon Musk, you didn't create U.S. aid. The United States Congress did for the American people. And just like Elon Musk did not create U.S. aid, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him. Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department of Treasury, but you don't control the money of the American people. The United States Congress does that under Article 1 of the Constitution. And just like the president who is elected to something cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk. And that's going to become real clear.
So basically he's saying, you know what? We don't have a fourth branch of government and it's not Elon Musk. This is actually highly concerning because frankly, what you're seeing is Elon Musk using his wealth to buy the presidency and affect policy that has a lot of ramifications on a lot of people's lives. So check out this headline and we'll talk about it here. Donald Trump wants Ukrainian rare earths deal in return for U.S. military support. So ask yourself, okay, so why does Trump want rare earths deal? Who could possibly benefit from having rare earths deal? I'll give you a hint, lithium. And what is lithium used for? You got it, batteries. Elon Musk is an electric car company. They need that lithium. He also wants to build a ton of robots. He's been promising his shareholders that. So again, you need lithium. And this is a fight for rare earth. This is actually the article. I'll read a little bit. It says here, President Donald Trump on Monday said he wanted a deal granting the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth resources in exchange for continued military and economic aid to Kyiv as it struggles to halt Russia invasion. This is the actual quote from Trump. Trump says, we're looking to deal where they're going to secure what we're giving them with their rare earth of other things. Trump also says, we're putting in hundreds of billions of dollars. They have great rare earth, and I want security of the rare earth, and they're willing to do it, right? So basically Trump's like, hey, they got that land, we got that resources, I want it. And so, if Ukraine doesn't want to play ball, then I guess we don't support them. And again, this is all benefiting to Elon Musk and whether companies want those materials. Ukraine and Trump have been talking about this stuff before. It's been going on for a couple of months. And I've pointed this guy's out as well. Musk has a lithium plant in Texas, and they also need water and power over there. So basically, I'll break it down. Musk wants to build a bunch of robots and a bunch of stupid electric cars. That's what he wants to do. And he needs that lithium, right? And there's not that many places in the world where you can get it. Ukraine's got a bunch of lithium. I think Argentina's got some, and there's other in South America. I mentioned that because Musk tries to buddy up with various leaders down there, Milei being one. Now, I think Musk is playing both sides. This is my opinion, because he's buddying with Putin. He takes calls with Putin. That was been reported before several times. And essentially, well, if Putin wins, then you can get the lithium that way. If USA wins, you can get the lithium that way, right? So I think that's what Musk is up to. He's just working both sides. So then you build this plant in Texas. You're getting the lithium from Ukraine, Argentina, wherever you're getting this stuff from. And then you take your power and your water from just regular people, because who cares about regular people? He wants to build his stupid robots and cars. And so that's sort of what Musk is up to, if you guys are unclear. And then all of these sort of interests that Musk have to bolster up his companies bleed into the political and global realm. So, for example, Musk is involved in German politics, right? So he's supporting the AfD party, which is the far right-wing party. Some would say Nazi party, that kind of stuff. And basically, they are friendly and buddy with Putin, right? So then it's no wonder that Musk is siding on that. Now, does Musk believe any of this stuff? Who knows? You can ask Musk, but I think in particular, Musk is really self-serving. He just goes wherever he can benefit himself for more wealth and power. Does Musk really believe that he has the technology to go to Mars? That's stuff hard to say. I mean, if you ask any reasonably intelligent person, like, this is a joke, going to Mars, right? They're calling it the gateway to Mars. But frankly, to his cult followers, they just think, oh, Musk going to Mars. Oh, Musk going to make me rich. It's frankly a cult. And when you listen to his earnings calls, which you go over, I'm just showing you guys a couple of videos, you guys can check them out. You'll get a real clear picture that Musk is frankly just making stuff as he goes along. He generally ignores the numbers of Tesla, meaning the financials, and just talks about dreams and stuff like that. And part of his dream is to get a bunch of lithium to build his robots, etc. On top of that, there's been real questions about his security clearances over at SpaceX, because, if you're like regularly talking to Putin and not reporting that stuff, that's a problem. Or his drug use is also a problem as well. So he's got other issues. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but I'll say he's got other issues other than this. He's got lots of odd personal relationships as well. And on top of that, this is the kind of stuff he's tweeting out today. Just to give you a general sense who Musk is. 3 hours ago, he's talking about, oh, yes, we got to support Tulsi Gabbard. She's sympathetic to Russia, so that kind of fits into what's going on. Also, 2 hours ago, he's saying true and supporting, whatever account, saying, hey, humanoid robots and drones, right? Going to be awesome, etc. Again, that's sort of supporting Musk's dream. So if you understand what's going on, again, he needs that lithium, and he does all of these political maneuverings to secure it for him. He also wants those government contracts, etc., to support his projects. What's going on also, too, lately with Trump? We're talking about trade war with Canada and Mexico. Now, how does Musk play with Canada? I think there may be resources up there that he needs, be it natural materials, etc. Mexico, Musk wanted to build a plant in Mexico to build Tesla cars there, and that was delayed, actually. So we'll see if that is part of the negotiations. That may or may not be reported, but I'm just saying Musk has his hands over all this kind of stuff. At the moment, with the trade war and the tariffs, my understanding, there's a 30-day pause. And it was interesting because before Trump said, like, okay, blanket tariff on all this stuff, coming from Mexico or Canada. And then the way that it may end up playing out, and I don't know for sure, we're watching it live, is that, some companies may get special preferences, some industry may, differ from others. I don't know. I can't read that far ahead, but I'll just say that's sort of what's on the table is we want to do tariffs. That's because Trump, so we want to raise money for our sovereign wealth fund, and then determining if anyone gets any special favors or not. If you were watching the market today, it was pretty wild because when the tariffs, the threat kicked in, all the crypto and stuff that trades 24/7 basically took a nosedive. I can actually show you the chart here. So this is Bitcoin. You can see it go down and then just jump right back up because they're like, oh, tariffs, crap, everything's selling off. And then there's like was announced, oh, tariff pause. Okay, everything goes back up. And it was like that with the NASDAQ as well. There could be corruption with that kind of stuff if, people have insider knowledge of, before Trump says something, after Trump says something. I wouldn't be shocked. That's the kind of people that these are. And so when you talk about the markets these days, I'll just say, guys, it's really, really sketchy out there. A lot of things are overvalued. And again, like our most popular stock in the market, something like a Tesla, is all based on building you a whole bunch of crazy robots and robot cars and Elon Musk securing his lithium to get said things built. JP Morgan was calling it out, actually, and it's kind of interesting because I saw a lot of stuff about that where Wall Street's basically saying, Trump quit it, stop it with these trade war stuff. It's going to hurt everybody. Because basically what it does is you're raising taxes for everyone, right? And then effectively people have less buying power and just, are going to struggle a lot more. It's going to hurt the people if we do the trade war, because right now it's on pause. I think we're still negotiating with China, so I don't know what's going on with that. But it's effectively on pause, and if it does go into effect, I'll just say it hurts people at the bottom of the scale more. You'll see a lot of this stuff, and we'll have talks about it as we get more news about, hey, should I buy a house now with the trade war going on or not? So if there are tariffs, say for example, we get a lot of lumber from Canada and other things that may be more expensive to build houses. If Trump continues with his deportation, that kind of stuff, and essentially, effectively removes low cost, that's a better way to say it, or lowly paid illegal immigrants, that'll raise the cost of housing construction. Also, you have, what's going on with interest rates. So one of the things that is unclear with the whole, Trump's going forward with the budget is, are we going to be deficit spending, or how much, I should say, would be better. Musk is promising to cut a whole bunch from the budget, but we probably should be doing, if you really want to cut out deficit spending, maybe cut a little bit, maybe also raise a bit of taxes, right? These kind of things, like put it together and try to figure out a way to make it work. But the way the markets have been reading it lately, they've been like, kind of not trusting Donald Trump in terms of that he's going to control spending. And so bond market has been selling off, and essentially they're looking to get more yield from the U.S. government on that. On top of that, and I know that we're going through a lot, but I just wanted to try to be as comprehensive as I possibly can. It is, in terms of your daily regular lives, the best way to describe it is, do you want transparency or not? And do you want the government acting in your interest or in the interest of people like in Elon Musk? So for example, in my opinion, you guys can watch my last video on this. I think Musk is pulling a coup with his people, effectively taking control of the America checkbook over at the Treasury, be it the OPM, the GSA, and then the US aid or AID. The other issue as well is, like, when you're getting involved with, say, USAID and basically criticizing American influence around the world, you're helping Russia, right? Because it's essentially what, in China as well, essentially what this boils down to is, like, do you want USA to have a positive image on the world? Do we want to have, relationships with other countries around the world, or do we want to retreat, become isolationist? And it just depends. And that goes back to the Ukraine situation, where Musk is, if him and Trump are in cahoots to get that rare earth materials, right, do it that way, or let Russia win and get the materials that way. So again, Musk is playing all sides in this situation. In Korea, I mentioned this before, and I'll just keep mentioning it again if you guys don't know. I live here in Korea, in Busan, and we arrested President Yoon for trying to do a military coup. And basically people fought back. The people realized it was wrong. Now, Yoon still has some supporters, the same way that Trump will have his loyal, 20-30% of the country. But the majority of people think it's absolutely insane. But it has to do with a different history, and I made several videos on this topic because, life still goes on even if Musk controls the country. Just it won't be as fair as we'd like it to be. This is an example of an old cartoon back in the oligarch days, or late 1800s, early 1900s, this kind of era. And basically it shows the oligarch, like a Musk, basically squeezing you with low wages, high rent. And if you follow the history of the Musk or the Trump, they basically like to fire people. They pride themselves how awesome they are at firing people, and basically aren't looking out for worker. They're only looking out for themselves. My opinion on this stuff is if we go into this era of the oligarchs, you have to look out for yourself also the same way they do. And it's not really the world that I want to live in. To be honest, I'd prefer we all look out for each other. But it's just the reality of it. And, so effectively what that means is just like, don't count on the government to help you, right? And so for people who don't rely on the government, and there are some people who are like that, I'll say that the vast majority of people really do need Social Security, really do need Medicare, Medicaid. I really understand that. It's going to be really tough. I'll be honest with you. And you got to figure out ways, okay, how can I plan my life to not rely on the government? And that's essentially why you need to save more money and set more money aside. And that's my general advice to you. I know it's not great news, because people are like, well, Chris, how do I protect myself? It's already really hard. And that's why I try to bring awareness to you guys. I'm just trying to tell you the truth on this stuff. And so because some people really love Musk and Trump and stuff like that. And it's just just listen to yourselves, right? These people don't support workers, they don't support the regular people. And so I just want you to be clear of what's going on. And so think of it this way, because I know people have asked, like, how do I talk to my family and friends about this stuff? Like people who still love Musk. Here's a simple way. So in my opinion, like, ways that you can support regular people, that stuff that they don't talk about, is you make sure that we all have good public education, right? We make sure that we have affordable housing for people. We make sure that companies aren't out to cheat you, and you have ways to, have recourse. So for example, let's say you buy a product, be it a car, be it a house, be it whatever, and the company makes something faulty, like you want to have protection. Like you want to be able to go, hey, this company's fraudulent, that kind of stuff. Like you want protections in place. Musk and Trump's, they want to remove those kind of protections. They want companies who can cheat you and on whatever, make false advertising, this kind of stuff. And so there's a, checks and balances to bad business practices that we need to have. Or for example, in our markets, they want to have markets that just run wild, right? No transparent accounting, companies can lie on their books, that kind of stuff. And that makes it really, really tough for regular people. So, whenever we have these conversations, I'm just want a fair system to where people can succeed. And again, education, affordable housing, you could talk about affordable healthcare and public transportation, this kind of stuff. So anyway, that's my point of view on these things. I hope you understand. Please be careful out there, and I'll catch you all in the next video.